Hi, I'm Maria Ingold. I'm here at Connected Media IP at NAB 2018, and joining me is Paolo Bozzola, CEO of Contentwise. How has the show been for you so far?
It's just started. I hope it's going to be great.
That's wonderful. So you describe yourself as user experience management for television. Please explain a bit more about that and your role in it.
Yeah, user experience management is a definition we gave, to what we do that is a little bit different to what we used to describe ourselves in the past. Because when we started 10 years ago, we defined ourselves as a search and recommendation engine, and there's a very, very well recognized space. But over the years, working with our customers, we sort of understood the limitations of the mindset of search and recommendation engines, meaning that they were a little bit of a fully automated solutions without taking into the right consideration the importance of the editorial and human contribution of editorial teams working at our customers. So we were thinking strategically, and we came up with a different concept. Technically, internally in the company, we call what we do a UX engine, a user experience engine. Let me explain how it works.
Please.
We basically do three things. We say we give superpowers to editorial teams, meaning we provide a lot of tools to them to specify in a declarative way how the user experience of application is supposed to look like. They can describe the carousels, they can describe the type of content, filtering rules, scheduling changes, frequency of changes, and so on and so forth, parental guidance control, a lot of things. And then whatever they do not specify is left to the machine part of what we do. So
Okay.
Intelligent, data-driven algorithms that self-adapt the behavior of the applications, respecting the constraints and the guidelines that editors put in. The second thing we do is we provide APIs to developers
Okay.
that they can use to code the application screens, so the UIs, the real UIs. And we are sort of UI agnostic, meaning that we can work on the first screen on a TV set and on a lot of different platforms, including VR sets or gaming platforms and so on and so forth. And the way this API works, they allow coders to remotely control the application behavior in a way that is very light and is not sensitive to change over time. And the third thing we do is whenever this is delivered to the application front ends, we measure everything. We measure every user interaction, and we learn from that. And we give back the information to two parts. One, to the algorithms
Right.
that adapt and learn over time. Second, through analytics tool to the editorial teams that started in the beginning in the first place. And they sort of can see what worked, what didn't, and they can change the recipes they put in the beginning into the system, and basically start an editorial cycle that can be very quick and agile. And this is the concept that we call, the sort of new generation of automation of the digital storefront. And we believe this is the direction where the industry is going in the next few years.
That's great. It sounds like you're covering quite a lot of areas. So what's new in 2018?
So trying to pursue this vision brings a lot of consequences. So for example, to fully power end-to-end the user experience, we need to work on higher level concepts. For example, we don't think anymore in terms of content only, but now we think the UI as a whole. So the UI structure, for example. Let me give you an example. I love British TV series. So when I watch Netflix, after a while, they sort of end up as a made up on the fly category on top of the my homepage. That's the concept. So not working with preconceived, ordering of things or structures, but make everything dynamic. Technically, we call these page personalization instead of recommendations or content recommendations. And it's a key feature of our new version of the software, the Contentwise 7.0, and we are showcasing it here at NAB. And the other thing we are working on is metadata. So we don't create and sell metadata, but to power modern user experiences, metadata is key. So we built a technology, we call it Metadata Hub, that sort of meshes up several sources to create, that doesn't not only mesh them up, they reconciles them, enriches them, fixes them process them with machine learning, natural language processing, and basically allows to create innovative ways to access to content.
Mm-hmm. That's great. So what do you think, what trends are going to be happening in the industry? What's going to affect Contentwise in the future?
It's a very simple thing because, when we started, I think the first time I came to NAB was 2007. At the time, I remember analysts were predicting, a very quick turnover of the broadcast industry to IPTV. IPTV was supposed to change the world.
Yeah.
Things didn't go that way, but luckily now we are in a very special moment, I think, because the IP world is finally taking over the broadcasting industry, and it's really happening right now. And this brings simple consequences. People are used to the way the internet works, and the way TV works is very different. When I switch on TV, nowadays I don't want to see the first channel of a lineup, and I don't want to use the remote to switch channels. I want to see my homepage.
Yeah.
And this is what's happening. And second thing we think is very quickly the core video processing technologies are becoming a commodity. So they go to the cloud, very soon they will be a utility. And the competitive landscape will focus on two factors. The first, of course, is content. Nobody will ever take content away from the game. The second is the user experience around the content. And these will be the two key factors for differentiating your product against competitions.
Yeah.
And I think we see it on one of these two core factors, and we have a very interesting business opportunity.
That sounds absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we look forward to welcoming you back next year.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.